as you know, our largest export is in the apparel sector. So we knew early onset that we would struggle, especially targeting the US and with what's happening in the US. However, one good thing to note was our businesses are quite agile. We were able to pivot into PPE. So most of our apparel companies shifted from doing apparel to doing PPE, personal protective equipment. So I think the current order book for the apparel sector, especially targeting the US, is very strong. What's going to happen for the next season, into the year, we'll have to see in the next 2-3 months. But I think the shift by the apparel companies into PPE has supported their businesses.
So there is a fear, though, that the retail industry, as we know it, is going to change forever, and that many jobs, many stores will not come back, perhaps. So once the benefits of this pivot, if you will, to PPE starts to have diminishing returns, I mean, do you think you'll ever be returning to a level of exports as we saw before the crisis in that category specifically?
I mean, I would say we will have to see what happens with the global economic recovery. US is very important. The European Union is very important. They are two largest trading partners. And I think if I look at things recovering the way it is, I mean, with people coming back to work, people coming back to a gradual way of life, and I think most of us across the world are beginning to learn to live with COVID more than anything else. So yes, to answer the question, I would say that we would see a recovery in the medium term to long term for sure, to a great extent.
That's very encouraging. And when it comes to this issue of getting back to work, you talked about how you think the country has handled the crisis very well. But now that everyone is kind of implementing new procedures, new social distancing measures, is this going to hinder production at a manufacturing and industrial production level in any way?
Nancy, we've already adapted our businesses. So we've got social distancing measures in all our factories, in all our production facilities. There are very strict COVID controls when people come into a business, the factory workers operating in a business, for the safety of the business as well as the safety of the workers. And also our public health system is extremely strong. So they're very strong in acting to make sure they can mitigate any problems. And again, I would say it's a very sustainable thing. We've been lucky also because of how strong the government intervention was to manage the COVID problem. And that's why our numbers are so low. And if we can keep the numbers as it is, which we've done over the last 2 months, we've had no community transmission for 2 months. This is incredible. So if we can keep that, I think our businesses are protected.